Hey there. It has been a little while since I've been on camera. I've had a busy summer, and I think maybe I'll do a separate video called What I Did on My Summer Vacation to fill you all in. But for now, the reason I'm on camera is that my spirit team specifically asked me to bring through a specific message that someone needs to hear. And actually, they've been bugging me about this for a few days. And I resisted this at first. My first reaction was, who, me? You don't get to quibble with your higher guidance. You can refuse to do what they're asking, but they won't have a conversation about it. So I'm going to bring through this message. But let me just say, you too might be in a who, me kind of situation where you're called to levels of leadership or roles guiding other people that are unfamiliar to you, that might seem uncomfortable and that you might feel not perfectly suited for. But things are changing, you are changing, and you will be called into new forms of leadership. We are crossing a bridge. Crossing a bridge, that's a metaphor, that's a way of understanding the period we're in. But this bridge starts, we stepped onto it on Lions Gate on 8/8. It continues to at least approximately 9/9, September 9. And the bridge metaphor says that we are leaving behind the familiar old reality that we've known onto this bridge. We're going to cross this span, and we won't arrive in any decisive way in a new reality for more than a month. So that puts us in an in-between period where the old reality is being dismantled, whether we like it or not, and the new one is still taking shape, and we can't rely on it to bring us any solidity and stability in our daily experience. Who is crossing this bridge? Not very many people. There are a few of us. It may be a significant number of people if you add them all together, but it's a very small fraction of the total population. The boldest of leaders, they are people who are impatient to have the future get started already. Probably you are one of these people if you are watching this video. If this resonates at all, if you're curious about what this message is, this is probably you. So I want to be clear, this is not a decision point. It's not like you're deciding whether to stay on the familiar bank with the old reality or to cross the bridge to the new one. Your soul has already made that decision. You are already on the bridge. So the good part of this is you can't get this wrong. If there's a choice, it's about whether you enjoy this crossing or if you suffer through it. So my recommendation is to enjoy it. So the nature of this transition is there's an old reality, a new reality, and a sort of murky or swampy kind of uncertainty in between. It's a time when you might be asking yourself, is anything real? Because you find that the things you were leaning on, relying on to define the reality you live in are no longer things you can rely on. And so this could be sets of beliefs about yourself and about the world that are suddenly called into question, and you realize you need to rethink them. They might be limitations in the way you see yourself or your situation in the world that you suddenly realize are not fundamental truth. That is, you can choose to overturn those limitations. So this experience calls into question what reality is to begin with. And so to simplify it, reality is a story that helps you make sense of your experiences. It's something the mind puts together, and we sort of rely on it and lean on it to give structure to what we are experiencing every day. Because without this, it would be a lot more difficult to figure out what's going on, more difficult to get through each day. Life would be a lot more confusing. So it serves a purpose. It serves a valuable purpose. It simplifies our experiences, simplifies our thinking. But the time has come for many of us for this reality to change, for this story about what's going on in our lives and in the world to change significantly. And what that means for us in the short term is we can't lean on that structure. You are ready for this. You have done a lot of work in the recent years to clean up things from the past. You've done a lot of preparation. You are ready for this experience, and you have everything you need. In this period, things might feel intense. So it might feel like things are falling apart, or you might have dreams in which you are in mortal peril. And again, this is your old structure of reality trying to maintain itself instead of falling apart. You're not actually in danger. There's nothing dramatic going on. But your logical mind is going to be kicking and screaming about the fact that it can't rely on what it has known all this time. So during this period, you might have painful memories or intense feelings bubbling up with no logical reason. And that's okay. That's not a sign that something is wrong. These are just things that you belatedly need to let go of because you can't carry them to the other side of the bridge. So you've already done most of this kind of stuff, but there might be some late stuff coming up. And if that happens, just say, okay, I know what this is. This is stuff that can't cross the bridge with me. And let's just find out what it is and move ahead. You might also feel numb or disoriented or confused, and that is also perfectly okay when reality is being dismantled around you and the new reality hasn't fully taken shape yet. So yes, your mind is going to be working harder than usual and having less to go on than usual, and all of these feelings are okay. You don't have to keep things from falling apart. The experience that things are falling apart is actually an illusion that is based in the old way of thinking. So when you see things from the old frame of reference, it's going to look like they're falling apart, and you don't need to hold things together. You just need to find a way to shift your perception. So, next important message, everything is okay. Despite what you're feeling, despite what you're going through, despite feeling disoriented and not being sure of where you are and what's going on, everything is actually okay. You are being guided and protected. Your higher self is all set to get you through this. Your angels are on the job. What you need to do in this period is just take care of your human self so that you can get through the experience and not have it be too much of an ordeal. At times you might feel alone, but you are not alone. Your spirit team is here and other people are going through the same thing at the same time. But the reason you'll feel alone is because part of your structure of reality that is being taken apart is leaning on confirmations about the way things are from other people in your life. So that is, remember that reality is a consensus that you and the people around you have agreed upon. And here you're in a situation where you are crossing the bridge into a new reality, and some of the people around you, probably most of the people around you, are not crossing that bridge, and they are staying in the old reality. And they're not wrong. They're just, their souls are on a different path. When you have relied on partners and family members, friends and teachers and others to confirm things for you about the way things are, you suddenly might need to shift that reliance to yourself, your own guidance, your angels, your spirit team. So that's why you might feel suddenly alone or on your own. But it's understandable that you feel that when the relationships and people that you've relied on are not there for you in the same way that they have been. Okay, so this experience with reality being taken apart can feel ungrounded or surreal or dreamlike. So a very important question is, how do you ground yourself when you're not leaning on the structure of reality that you used to lean on? The best form of grounding is your connection to the earth itself. That the earth is still here for you in the same way that it has been all along. So this is a time to more than ever connect with the earth, to experience the earth holding you. Its gravity is always holding you. This is a time to connect with nature and realize that nature is not going through any drama or upheaval. It's the same as it was last week, and it will be the same next month. It is not going through a painful transition. That's because nature doesn't have the mental model that's going through this change. Rely on nature, rely on the earth, and this is a time to get into your body, the experiences of your body and your senses, because your body knows what to do. Your body is already connected with nature and natural forces. So tune in more to your body, less to your head, less to your thoughts. And that will make it easier to get through this period of uncertainty. There's a new moon coming up very soon. Actually, there are 2 eclipses coming during this bridge period. This is an eclipse season, and eclipses are ways to reach into the past and the future on the scale of dozens of years or maybe a few centuries. The geometry of eclipses ties the current time into periods from decades ago and decades in the future. So we are crossing a bridge into the future, and the reason we're doing this now is because we are impatient to get to this future mindset. The rest of the world is eventually coming along, but we are crossing early and getting things set up for everyone else. So that's one reason to say everyone in this transition is a leader, because we are leading the way for the rest of humanity. And in our role as leaders, we get more than our share, to put it mildly. We get to decide what the future looks like. So use these eclipses to peek into the future and make it the best future you can imagine. Because we really do get to decide. It's up to us. We are powerful and we are the ones going first. So we can declare, invent, create the future that we want to have. And we will. We are doing that. So I'll have more to say about this. But this is the focus of the eclipses for us. It is to look to the future and create the future that we want to create for humanity, for the whole world. To be clear, this is not a card reading in the normal sense. I picked these cards consciously because they fit with the message that I needed to share. Protected by angels. So this is important. As you feel uncertainty and fear, know that the journey is proceeding exactly as it's supposed to, and your angels are watching out for you. The crossing, initiation. So this is not an initiation for the sake of initiation. This is an initiation for the sake of who you're going to be for the rest of your life. So this is the time. If you're feeling really burdened, it might be that you are trying to hold things together. Here's the Tower card. Things are falling apart, and don't try to hold them together. Let's say it's falling apart only in the way of seeing of the old reality. When you get your footing in the new reality and look back at events, you'll say it really wasn't falling apart at all. It was coming together. The moon, the tarot card, the moon. So this is about illusion or unreality. But reality itself is an illusion. It is an agreed upon way of seeing things. You are leaving behind this agreed upon reality because you're one of the people who are making the new framework of reality. So you're not crazy, but you can't hold on to the agreements that you made in the past. Wise leader. So you are probably going to be called into leadership roles in ways that you haven't been before. As I said, all of us on this path, all of us crossing the bridge together, we are all leaders. Just because we're going first, we're going ahead of the crowd, and we're paving the way for everyone else. All right, so thank you for staying through this lengthy message. I hope this clarified something for you. I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next one.